This is Popular Apocrypha, Episode 5, Minions, recorded on August 4th, 2017.
Welcome, friends, fans, and lovers, to this episode of Popular Apocrypha. We're so excited to announce that we just officially launched the Popular Apocrypha iTunes and YouTube pages, as well as our official website. So for YouTube and iTunes, just search our name, and you can reach our website at popapoc.com. That's popapoc.com. We got fancy bios there, copies of each podcast episode, and a handy way to get in contact with us for feedback, character suggestions, and really anything you want to tell us. Well, mostly anything. And the website also has fancy buttons that direct you to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, iTunes, and YouTube pages. So please give the website a look-see. Today, we are joined by Logan, the short, round one with two eyes and stubbly hair who has an explosive weapons obsession or fetish.
Banana!
And so it begins. Tyler, the tall, skinny, bald one with one eye who cross-dresses frequently for disguises but also seems to like it.
Fuck the minions.
That sounds like your character, actually. Anyway.
Fuck you too.
Fuck myself.
Is that a threat or a promise? Because both are nice. Sorry. Daniel, the average-sized one with two eyes and a single tuft of hair who leaves photocopies of his butt all around the office.
This episode can go to hell.
Oh my gosh, guys, it's not that bad.
I'm looking forward to this.
So it'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be
That's
good.
called a joke!
I don't know.
Comedy, improv.
Yeah. And
Shock humor!
me,
Jazz hands!
Riley, the short one with one eye and three strands of hair who often dresses up in the dad disguises to satisfy his dream of having a real beard. And I'm also your host
Dream
for
dad?
today.
I like your beard.
You do?
You do have a
It is
pretty
a good
full beard.
But I'm super jealous of the guys that can have a short, stubbly beard and it still looks full.
Oh, like a 5 o'clock shadow,
Yeah.
but like...
Like you and Dan and Tyler.
Not
No.
really, because you and I both have light hair. For neither of us, it really works. It works better for the two of them because they have darker hair.
Yeah.
It's okay for you and I, but if we had darker hair, it would blend better.
Well, half the battle for me is that my hair is so thin
Right.
that even if I did, have a short beard, I have two sides against me. I have the fair hair, and then I also have thin hair. So it's...
Yeah.
Hashtag thick hair problems. My hair is Chad Kroger right now.
That's true. That is a true statement.
It is somewhere between 50s greaser and Hitler right now.
I don't see Hitler,
Yeah, I
but I
haven't
see
seen
the
Hitler.
50s
It's
greaser.
on its way there.
I see the 50s.
That's what thick
Have you
hair
seen a
does.
picture of Hitler lately? Because
Lately?
your
No,
hair
not
is
really.
not like that.
I don't know. What's his fashion choices lately?
It was like a bowl cut.
Has he been in the National Enquirer? Because that's the only one I subscribe to.
As a plug for our Instagram, I think we'll put up a picture of Logan's hair because it's pretty majestic. I think it's really good.
I'm taking a picture of myself right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool. So anyway, after that little intro, I was just going to give us the time to say, how we're doing, what's going on with our lives. I had just talked about how we launched all of our, official pages and the podcast officially, but anything else going on, life-wise or...
Actually, I have more Nathan Fillion hair right now. To be
Yeah,
honest.
that's very true. You do. Definitely.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
I have to rant. So today, as you all know, my brother is leaving to go to grad school in the DC area, and so I went home, which
You
is
all
about
as
20 minutes
in
away.
us.
Yeah, sorry, the three of you that are here. And so I decided to go home, which is only about a half an hour away from where I live right now, and
To your old home.
yeah, to my parents' home, and to see him off and say goodbye and all that sort of thing. And on my way there, I get stopped by this motherfucking train, and it is over 2 miles long.
Oh my god.
I'm not exaggerating. I watched. It's over 2 miles because I watched the timer and guesstimated the speed, and it's at least that long.
So those GIFs where, is it Galifianakis that's looking at all the equations and stuff? Is that you figuring out
that
how
was
long?
me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have time to do that. So I was there for probably about 20 minutes waiting for the train. And then the train decided, for whatever fucking reason, to stop with the... So there was 2 engines on it,
Yeah.
2 driving engines, one on the front, one on the back. And the one on the back ended right at the end of where the things come down, the arms come down to stop traffic on the road.
Right.
I see where this is going.
So it doesn't lift the arm because the train is still right there. So I'm like, fuck this. And so I pull out of the huge line of traffic that's formed, and I decide to turn around and go down to another street that's like a few miles down the road, because I'm guessing that, okay, it's like probably 6 miles down the road. The train will be there. It'll be fine. It's not there. I can see it's not there out in the distance. As I'm driving, admittedly, maybe, arguably a little bit faster than maybe I should have.
Wow. Okay.
Not going to
a lot of modifiers.
Not going to confirm or deny. and I see it's green. There's no train there. Everybody's driving through. It's going fine. I get about probably 100 feet away. The things come down, and the front of the train is fucking right here.
Sick prank.
I'm so pissed. And I'm in the front, and there's nobody else stopped except for me for the next 5 minutes, and then everybody else starts piling up behind me.
Was Ashton Kutcher driving?
I don't know. What does Ashton Kutcher have to do with it?
You just got
Yeah.
I don't know. But I was severely pissed off because I had to wait for a total of probably at least 35 minutes for that same train.
Then there's just the conductor in the front just flipping you the
For those of you at home, we live in an area with a lot of railroad tracks and a lot of still heavy train use, like unbelievably through major cities still.
That's still a viable way of transportation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I grew up in Anaheim. In Anaheim, there's 0 trains unless you go out to, more...
Disney World, Disneyland.
Yeah, Logan. There's a train in Disneyland.
Sorry, I know nothing about California.
But so, like where we live, trains are a big deal.
I think there's mountains.
It pissed me off. And because then I was like a little bit late because I was supposed to meet my family a little bit earlier, so I would have more time with all of them to be able to say goodbye to my brother and just spend some time with my mom and dad, because I had just gotten married, and so I have just gotten married, and so I want to spend time with them, tell them about how life was going, just update them on my life and stuff. And
I'm sorry about the train time.
How am I going to ruin this person's life today?
It's Thomas the Tank Engine is just like I have a specific Tyler vendetta.
Tyler wants to go see his family. I'm not gonna let that happen.
I'm just imagining Thomas with a vendetta. It's just hilarious to me.
Is Thomas on the character pit?
I don't think so. We should add him.
I think Thomas should be in the character pit.
I've never seen an episode of that show.
Really?
Never.
I watched that all the time when I was
Same.
Or if I did, I don't remember.
Thomas isn't on in the pit.
I had like all the
But
VHS tapes.
we could add Thomas.
I think. Anyway,
I
for
was
future note.
virtually useless during that entire
Top
episode.
of my hat.
I got nothing.
We could change that. We could watch something.
I'm not watching Thomas the Tank Engine.
It's pretty decent.
I still have the
It's
Thomas and
not
the
bad.
Magic Railroad game. It's a board game.
Wow.
Wow.
Fun story.
Wow.
Oh, Wilson.
Why is that a fit? Never mind.
Anyway,
Anyone else got anything
you
going
don't
on?
want to ask that.
Any other
I don't want to
crazy
ask a
life
lot
stuff?
of things.
I'm just excited that we launched.
Same.
The space between this podcast and the last one.
Yeah. Dan, anything with you?
No, I've just been getting super salty on Rainbow Six the last week, so my life has been
As one does on Rainbow Six.
Why are you salty?
That game is full of some of the worst motherfuckers you will ever run into on an online game. I had one game yesterday where 2 people made it their mission in life to shoot every person on the friendly team just because they could.
A lot of griefing.
I left that game and 20 seconds later was put in another match with the same 2 people. And guess what? Their personality didn't change.
I'm pretty sure Steam auto sorts you with those people.
What do you bet that those people are YouTubers somewhere and posted a video of them killing
I'm sure they were
specifically you,
twitching and stuff like that.
just specifically you over and over and over again, and now you are the butt of their joke per se.
But that is the one thing I hate about that game. It is the only one problem. And it never seems to get fixed.
I've been hearing a lot about PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
That game's broken right now.
It looks
Unplayable.
good.
It's good,
Unplayable?
but the new patch made it unplayable.
Oh, I haven't heard about that. I've just been hearing generally like how much fun it is, how enjoyable it is. But like I don't quite understand what the difference between that and King of the Kill, the H1Z1 is. It looks pretty much the same.
The only difference with that is the PUBG has the Arma map size going for it.
Okay.
Like it's a really big map. Like it takes like 20 minutes to go all the way across the map.
Wow.
From top to bottom. But I think the only other reason they do it, or like people like it,
Yeah.
is because of kind of the way that the guns and everything work out, and just I think it's, well, in all honesty, it's just the new thing.
That's probably, there's a lot of limit.
Arena fighters like that, or survival game. Why are you guys flipping off for no reason?
Because of
They're
the
flipping off the cars.
cars, they're super loud.
I'm sorry, I live next to.
No,
a
we
super
need-
It's
busy
not your
road.
fault.
It's not your fault. We need, eventually, it'd be great to have a place that was like soundproofed and stuff that we could go and record in, improve our audio quality, and get some, get each of us a mic and have it all going into the same like soundboard or
Yeah.
something.
I have a mattress pad in my room. It works wonders.
I mean, we are
No,
poor
seriously,
college
up on the
grads.
wall. I have a mattress pad.
No, that makes sense actually. That makes a lot of sense.
It works really well.
Continue the thought.
Yeah.
It is the newest, hottest thing. It'll be popular for probably another 4 months, and then it will just completely die off again.
I'm enjoying Fortnite. It's getting a lot of shit, but as a game where you go in and you just make stuff and destroy stuff, it's a lot of fun.
Again, I think that runs into the problem of games like that are considered what you would call YouTuber games. They become very popular through YouTubers, and
It's
then
getting there,
their
yeah.
player
Yeah,
base
probably.
completely falls off because they realize it's just basically YouTube.
I think I learned about it originally through a Twitter ad, and I just like scrolled past it, and
See,
then I saw somebody play
The
it.
only reason I knew about it is because every single game channel I'm subscribed to has been playing it.
Oh wow, I didn't realize how many people were using
And
it.
then it's like all paid sponsorships for it.
There are quite a few of those. I do, yeah. Rooster just did an immersion, if you've ever seen that, and they did one of Fortnite, and it was okay. It was. I think it was too
Immersions-
obviously sponsored.
Well, their immersions are now just completely sponsored.
So, some of them are really enjoyable.
Because
Some
like
of
the
them
last
are really cool.
Mass Effect one.
I loved the Fallout one. That one was cool.
Okay, that one was good because
That
it
one
was
was
2 episodes
funny.
long and it was like 40 minutes of just
It was hilarious.
hilarious. But okay, moving on.
Yeah.
So we don't get stuck on this for an hour.
Yeah, we could.
So, in the theme of games, I guess, we're going to start this episode out with a game that I made up called Let's Get Congruent. Nobody's laughing.
Like,
No, I'm not.
Like, is that supposed to be a pun? Because
Yeah, it is.
the phrase "let's get congruent" is not a phrase.
No, I understand. But so here's where I think the punniness comes in, is because, in case it's not obvious, we're doing the Minions as our character. For this.
Banana!
Yeah. Oh my
How
god.
dare you?
BT Dubs, I've been raising my hands every time I'm doing that.
Every goddamn
Well,
time.
I've only done it twice.
No, you haven't. You've done it more times than that.
While we've been recording, I've done it twice.
Yes.
Banana!
Yeah,
There we go, three
3
times.
I think it's a good play on words because Gru is their leader, their fearless leader, and being congruent is being the same angle of something. So, in the theme of the game, I was just gonna say I gave the guys a little beforehand warning because this game takes little thought. Like I said, Gru is a fearless leader of the Minions who started the series, the entire Despicable Me series, off by stealing, crazy prizes with even wackier gadgets. So, in the spirit of Gru, I asked the guys to come up with their 3-letter long villain name, similar to Gru, and to give me what they're hoping to steal and the wacky invention they're going to use to steal it. This is where the creativity of the group shines through. And also, just as a heads up, this would be awesome for you guys to do at home as well. Please write into us at Twitter or our website comment section. Give us your Gru inspired villainy.
Wait, we have a Twitter?
Yeah, we do have Twitter.
Yeah, we have a Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's at Papa Poc. So, as a heads up.
Pop a pock podcast.
Pop a Poc podcast.
There you go.
There it is.
That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
but it kind of rolls off the tongue.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier to type than popular Apocrypha podcast.
I guess that's true.
Very
Yeah.
good.
That was too long.
There's a lot of
Way to put it
P's. It's a lot of alliteration.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Lots of consonants.
I'm going to start off with mine, just to give you guys like a little bit of context. My 3-letter villain name is Fab.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Why do I think sparkles or something is coming into this?
My objective is to steal the ozone layer,
Okay.
and I'm going to do it with a molecularly altered vacuum cleaner that attaches to chemical bonds in the ozone and sucks it all up into the vacuum.
Why?
What's your end game here?
Yeah.
What's the end game?
Why did Gru want to steal the moon?
Because he could.
Because it messes up tides, and you can hold like the entire universe, not
Yeah.
universe, but the entire world like hostage because of it.
Yeah, he was gonna hold it for ransom so that he could
So
return
you're gonna
it at
hold
some
the
point.
ozone
I guess
layer.
that's true. The ozone layer.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more like
wouldn't the-
long term.
wouldn't
Like you have to
It
wait.
is.
But
Planet like just burst into flame at that point?
We do
not
have, like,
initially, I don't think.
we have magnetic fields that prevent a
Yeah.
lot of like solar radiation, but as in terms of like,
Right before this eclipse.
yeah,
Be good
Oh,
timing.
that's fair.
I didn't even
my
think of that. Thanks,
That's
fellow
fair.
villain Logan.
That's a fair point.
People
It-
are going nuts. over
the
that.
ozone layer and the magnetic spheres aren't the same thing. So
No,
mainly,
no.
if you took away the ozone layer, it would be more like you're doing it to spite certain political figures and going, "Ha! Look, there is a greenhouse gas effect. Ha! Fuck you."
No, it's more like I feel like we just had the Paris Agreement. You know, there's like a little bit more concern about the environment, and a dude being like, "I'm going to steal the ozone layer," is going to be like, "Oh, you shouldn't do that," and then I'll get all the ransom money from every single country, not just one.
Okay.
So that's my goal. Fab, the ozone stealer.
Can I go next?
Yeah, you can go next.
So my 3-letter name, my villain name is Dick. D-I-C.
I knew it was gonna be Dick.
I don't know. What do you think? D-I-C or D-I-K?
Yeah,
Which is
D-I-K.
it's a harder.
Depends on
it's
what
a
you
harder.
get.
Dick.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that.
D-I-K-H.
Gotta add that.
D-I-K-H.
No, it's got to be 3 letters.
Okay.
Dick.
The H is in
You
parentheses.
could go Klingon. I'm nerding out here. You could go Klingon and do
Ditch.
D-I capital H, which is pronounced Dick. Anyway.
Thanks, Logan.
Anyway, so
This
and
day in Klingon.
obviously, what I'm gonna steal is the Washington Monument in Washington D.C.
Cause it looks like a giant penis.
Exactly, and obviously, what I'm gonna use is a giant flying airplane that is shaped like a vagina, and the clit, when it is stimulated, comes down and latches onto the Washington Monument and picks it up and takes it away.
You're being super sexual today.
I thought you were gonna say, honestly, I thought you were gonna say you were gonna drop like a giant condom thing on top of it. I was gonna, like,
Damn it! That'd be awesome.
I win!
Question.
That's better. Let's change it to that.
How do you stimulate it?
Okay, no.
We're not getting into
No,
No, no, I
No.
have an answer. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay, we're PG-13 rating is really edgy.
We've already
here.
said
It's
fuck
just a
what you want.
button. It's just a button that's on the plane,
Dude, that's not how it works.
but we don't really know if the button exists because it's called the G spot.
I knew you were going there. And it was still cringy, and it was still cringy coming out.
Oh, where's my Jaeger?
I've lost control. I don't.
Can I go to bed?
Mine is more family friendly. Can I
Thank
go?
you, Logan.
Damn it.
Thank you.
Okay, so my 3-letter name is LOL. LOL.
I like it.
My goal is to steal all of the emojis in the world.
Daniel, you have to admit, mine's better.
Yours is better.
I think mine is better.
My
Yours is
tool
best.
is to enlist the help of Ko the Face Stealer from Avatar.
Ooh, that's pretty.
That's
Okay.
That's a lot of universe mixing. I like it.
That's better. That makes it a lot better.
Because it would steal all
That
the
is
faces
so
in emoji.
far out there.
That's the point. I'm going like Carmen Sandiego style, where like her goal was to steal all the cracks in the sidewalk in New York.
Where was that a thing?
Yes. I don't think it was New York, but somewhere.
Man, my idea, like, just James Bond villain levels. It's like not even like stupid.
We'll be the judge of that.
Well, I'm just saying, because like everyone else came up with like semi ridiculous. Mine is just like
What's yours?
do it.
What's yours?
Yeah.
You're a practical villain.
However, the name, I went for the most edgelord thing ever.
Okay.
And it's Vex. V-E-X.
That's good.
The thing I would steal would be the... Fort Knox.
Okay.
The entire Fort Knox.
Yes.
The Fort Knox.
With a wormhole generator.
Ooh,
Okay, that's just like badass.
that is.
Like,
Yeah.
But
I
see,
went
that
for
was the thing,
sexual.
is everyone came up with semi-ridiculous. Mine is just like James Bond villain of the month
Well,
at levels of norm. I guess my creativity was...
no, it's like it's
I
in
think
line
that's
with
cool.
the Despicable Me universe because you got the villains that are actually practical,
That new
and then you
villain in that
got
new movie looks so
Groot.
dumb.
Gru's like, I want a moon.
So
The world.
Can I add something onto the game? Can we vote on one person who, like, I don't know.
Based on
And that's my next question. It's like who wins this game and what do we base that on?
Does anyone really win the game?
But it's about minions, I suppose
I mean,
not.
you have Fort Knox. You have the Washington,
Washington Monument.
I have all the emojis.
I have the ozone.
So I would say, really quick, I would say that Daniel and I don't win because, like, societally most detrimental. Like, what would it be? It would be either Logan's or Riley's because ozone layer
Oh my
and
gosh, it would
emojis.
totally be Logan's in a certain... Like,
So-
right now, currently as things progress, getting rid of all emojis, or, like, if he was to have changed that to, like, social media kind of crap, the world would implode.
So from a biological, like, ecological perspective,
The world
Riley
would
wins.
Riley wins, yes.
But from a sociological, psychological perspective,
Logan.
Logan wins.
I mean, Logan takes the ozone emoji though.
What?
Is there an emoji for
There's
the
an ozone
There should
emoji?
be. Please tweet at
Can
us
someone-
a ozone emoji. Make one.
That combine 3. That's what we enlist you to do. Okay,
Okay.
you have to combine 3 emojis to create an ozone emoji.
That is my favorite thing to do with emojis. It's like make something
Create
with the puzzle
a
out of them.
sentence.
Yeah.
that's
Like the
awesome.
lick emoji, the water emoji, and the 100 emoji.
Well, emojis nowadays are just modern day hieroglyphics.
Yeah, no, there's actually been a couple studies about that. But
Well-
I won't get into that.
I'm gonna go ahead and call Logan the winner. I think I'm gonna give it up to you.
See,
I
I'm
think.
gonna give it to the ozone one.
Really?
Yeah.
We could just both be winners. We could all be winners.
I mean,
Fucking
you
millennials.
set you set a good precedent for the wormhole, saying like, look at what else I could steal.
What
I can
if
steal whatever I want.
Yeah.
What if we combine them so that you and Logan win, but through Daniel's device of the wormhole generator is how you do it. The emojis and the ozone. But you have my name, Dick.
No, how about Lol? Fabdick.
Lol dick.
What's yours?
VEX.
Well, Fab Dick Dex. Vex. Can't even say that.
I'm okay with that.
We've gone too far.
Yeah.
Fab Dick Vex.
So like I said, in case it wasn't obvious, today's podcast, about 22 minutes in, is on the Minions.
We are avoiding this as much as possible.
I think we can do it, guys. Come on.
We getting this out of the way early. This is the 5th podcast.
Yeah.
We're putting this one behind us.
I actually put in a space in my bullet points for a collective sigh here, so I think everyone already did that because everyone like spoke at once. Thanks.
You're welcome.
That was just 2 of us. I'm very disappointed.
It was a collective.
Okay.
Some would say
Silence speaks louder than actions.
some would say the Minions are perfect creations, but we are not those people.
Whoever those people are, they can go jump off a cliff.
No, if you're listening and you think they're perfect, we love you still. Just you should.
I stand by what I say.
If you think they're perfect, please like, comment, and subscribe.
So, a little bit of background. Minions are, if you don't already know, small yellow creatures who have existed since the beginning of time, evolving from yellow single-celled organisms into beings who exist only to serve history's most despicable masters. There are several hundred minions, but there are only about 48 possible combinations of height and build. With all the different hair, the sizes, and the amount of eyes. Despite being relatively simple-minded, they're capable of building weapons, operating those weapons, using computers, and even driving. They express themselves mostly through actions, not words. Their, quote, language, end quote, is known as Minionese.
Banana.
It's fairly basic, and it's like a strange jabber that's mixed in with actual language. So it's incomprehensible. Minions possess few other additional physiological characteristics, but however they can, in one scene, be shown to be cracked and shaken to serve as a glow stick, and they can also survive without air, because one was launched into space and still was alive at the end of the movie. And in case you were all wondering, I got all this info from the Despicable Me wiki, which is a thing that exists. And it also has a whole page of further info on Minions, but I thought these were the most crucial details. So if you care a lot about Minions, I highly recommend the Despicable Me wiki. Thanks for all the info. So, I mean, I got some places I want to go with this. Does anyone have anything to start off with, or should I just start off?
I should give a warning that, like, just as a precursor, none of us have seen Despicable Me 3.
No.
So,
I've seen Despicable Me 1 and Despicable Me 2.
Same.
I've seen 1, 2, and Minions.
I've only seen the first one. It was enough.
It's the only one worth your time, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly. It was just enough.
I mean, for kids, it works.
It was nothing extraordinary.
Supposedly, so does the Emoji Movie, but we're not going to get into that right
3%, baby.
We're not going to get into that.
It's at 6%
right.
now.
So
Whatever.
I'm gonna just take over this for a second because we're getting real salty.
Dark Tower sitting at 13% right now.
Yeah, that was also. You're making me salty now. I'm trying to be positive. One sec. So
The salt and vitriol are going to floweth over.
I'm going to start off with a basic question. So, starting off with the Minions as a henchman idea, right? So the Minions are at their core henchmen. So I think to improve the Minions, I think we should start off on the question of what a good henchman is. Because we have a lot of good, I think a lot of good movie references and popular cultural references as to what a good henchman is. And even a further question, some fans qualify a good henchman as a single henchman acting for a boss. Some fans qualify good henchmen as a group of unidentifiable individuals that also work for a single boss, i.e. like a henchman would be Jaws from James Bond, or it would be Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. But henchmen would be, to reference back episode 1, stormtroopers, or would also be like the Foot Clan in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like unidentifiable group of mass people. And what's interesting about the Minions, actually, from a psychological perspective, is they're both, in a sense. Because we as the audience cannot discern who's who, but Gru can discern who's who. They all have names, and they're all individual. So I'm wondering if, to start improving the Minions, if we want to actually just take them away from being like hundreds of minions and go to a henchman that's similar to a minion, or if we want to keep the big mass group but make them less individualized and make them more of just a collective. Because I think once we start moving away from like them being their own little characters, it might start taking away some of the annoyingness, you know?
So I have a thought, and this is kind of me channeling Daniel.
Right.
I'm pretty sure right now.
I don't like how far back your eyes rolled in your head when you said that. And I'm really trying to be positive.
Gotta channel
Just the demons. It's just the demons. Don't worry about it. So,
Are you going to completely ignore my point?
so
No,
not exactly.
Like
I listened to
80%
you.
yes.
Thanks, Logan.
No, I listened. I really did. So, to figure out who the best henchmen are, or henchman is,
Yeah.
we should look at the best hench people, who they are. Yeah. Anyway, pronouns. We should look at who the best. We should look at who the best villains are. But I would argue that the best villains don't have any henchmen. The Joker, for example.
He technically
He has
does.
henchmen.
He has henchmen.
In
Harley is
Dark
not a
Knight.
henchman.
What's interesting about the Joker is that his henchmen do things for him, but are expendable. which makes him even more
yeah.
like.
Because like in Dark Knight, he had those guys in like the entire scene of we're having tryouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mean nothing to him, but they still follow him because he shows that, like, he basically doesn't wuss out of anything. He just kind of goes full throttle into everything he does.
Yeah.
So the best, I'm paraphrasing, hopefully, I'm trying to, are the best henchmen those that are completely impersonal to the audience, to the viewer. Like,
Basically,
they're like NPCs. They if they get killed off or whatever, so what? Doesn't matter. They're just henchmen.
They're just a nameless obstacle for the protagonist. That's how I see them.
Okay.
I would argue that when we have henchman or a henchman, like Jaws or like Oddjob, or all these like crazy individualized people as an accessory to the main villain, I think they take on their own identity in terms of another sub-villain that the hero has to fight. If they're expendable, nameless, anonymous henchmen, then they make the villain shine more. Like, you for Star Wars, you know the Stormtroopers and you know the Emperor and Darth Vader. You know, actually, some of the websites I looked at argued that Darth Vader is a henchman.
well, he is technically a henchman.
But he's his own villain.
See, and that's
But it still follows under.
Like hierarchy, organizational hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, you wouldn't say that about the minions, though.
I guess the point I'm trying to make though is he's a henchman, but he's distinguished enough to be his own force in of itself.
So
And he
at
has
that
his own
point-
story.
He
At
has
that
his
point,
own
I don't
ideas.
think that they're really henchmen. I think that foremost, they're their own villain, and then maybe they're also henchmen. And I think that with the minions, they're foremost henchmen.
Well, they're just. That's the thing, was they're basically a hive mind. They don't think for themselves, really.
Well, we see evidence in the movies and stuff that that's not true. I think that would be better though, if they actually were a hive mind.
so
So the Zerg, basically.
Yeah.
I want to return to this hive mind idea because I really like that. But I want to also return to this idea of the henchman. And I think, so what's difficult here is that there's a sense in which there needs to be a difference between a villain and then a villain who is working for a villain versus a
Right.
villain and a henchman.
Right.
You know? Because even if the line isn't clear, I think there is a clear line between Emperor and Darth Vader versus like Yzma and Kronk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One is a henchman and one is a villain who answers to another villain. And I'm wondering if that is a story arc thing or if that's more of like a character build thing. You know what I
I
mean?
think it's a character build.
Like,
character build.
like an ideological type thing.
Right, exactly.
And that's partly dependent upon like how the actor portrays them.
True.
Oh yeah.
So
Out of curiosity, how would you guys say Darth Maul? Is he a henchman or
Ooh, that's a good
villain of
question.
himself?
Henchman only if you're going
would
by
say
the
henchman,
movie.
too.
If you're going by movie standards, henchman only because they don't really show him having motivation.
That's true.
Then the cartoons come out,
Yeah, the extended universe.
and he is completely
Clone
100% his own villain of itself.
That's true.
So the character of Darth Maul as a whole, holistically, you would say
Is technically a villain. You know,
villain,
it's-
like a sub-villain.
But
at least.
screen time is important here, I would say.
because in again the movie, I would only put him under the collective of he's a henchman
Okay.
because they don't express that he is basically his own force.
So to take all the sentiments that I'm hearing, I think that it is a good, probably like if we were to do an extra podcast, what the difference between a henchman and a villain is, I think that'd be a cool topic to discuss. But to avoid philosophical and ideological discussion over the issue, I think it's just easier to say then a good henchman is someone who doesn't detract from the main villain, who's kind of anonymous, nameless, but still a threat to the protagonist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
you
that's
like,
fair.
well, like if you ever like watch the old Batman cartoons and stuff, Joker's the like force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
His henchmen are not like slouches.
No, he has
Drums.
henchmen that
But
mess with Batman.
they're still effective.
They're still a threat. They still can do something.
Or if you look at like the new Star Wars movies, the stormtroopers are no longer like they can't hit anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that those are both good analogies for the minions, because in the movies we see that minions they do their own things. But
Would you argue in the Lord of the Rings movies,
yeah,
the orcs and Uruk-hai would be technically minion, or would they?
I think that's a really good analogy. Is that they're analogous to the minions.
Well, because
So,
oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Well, to be a henchman doesn't necessarily mean that you're like without choice. I guess it's
Yeah.
like you can still like have
Well, I'm not-
personality and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that the
We see that.
the
in
henchman
Uruk-hai.
doesn't have to be stupid, like mindless. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
throwing my head at this brick
Right.
wall because I was told to. Thing.
Yeah.
Right, and we see that from the
Because
Uruk-hai.
the best idea of a henchman is that it's someone as devious as the one they follow.
But loyal to the one they follow.
Exactly.
They can't
Right.
turn on the one they follow.
That's
Yeah.
a good definition right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So, two thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
really quick, before we go back to that. I really like the analogy of Uruk-hai and minions being tied together. So, part of me just wants to completely replace the minions with Uruk-hai.
No.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
I'm imagining a minion in like an orc mask. Just like,
How about we adopt like a couple of traits of the Uruk-hai, right? So they're literally bloodthirsty. I'd be down with that. And
back on the menu, boy. Just a
and
minion trips on
Man flesh.
they're grimy in appearance. They're like dirty. They're like
Does anyone
muddy.
know if... never mind. Sorry.
No.
No.
I was going to ask if anyone knows if a gay porn exists that's called Man Flesh.
I'm sure.
With like Lord of the Rings themes.
Why would I know
Anyway.
that?
No.
Okay, so you know one thing that keeps popping into my mind as we're having this conversation?
Tell me, Dan. I'm so ready.
You
to
know that video I showed you guys last week with the guinea pig?
Yeah.
And I guess you weren't here for it, but
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
where it's just a very sad looking guinea pig staring off into the distance as a voiceover comes over. Just, I'll have to show you later, but that...
You have shown me.
Have I shown you?
Yeah. Because he's super depressed.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the voiceover from
We were all
like
there.
Jarhead
No,
or
it was
whatever.
from Metal Gear, and that is the only thing that keeps popping into my brain.
I think we can save him. I'm dealing with two really salty people right now.
I'm improving them. What are you talking about? we've got grimy, dirty, like orc like Uruk-hai like minions that are trying to destroy humanity, but also they're partnering with humanity and named Gru, and so they're torn between that and their loyalty, and adds extra depth.
So they're not defined anymore by simply their loyalty to the baddest
Exactly.
villain. Okay, I like that.
And I already told you before this podcast I was going to be salty as hell.
Oh, I know.
That's true.
That's why I'm
ACL.
drinking a lot of water.
Okay.
That's science.
I have a question
Ba-dum-bum.
that I think we need to get at around this time. It's early on as possible. What are minions, or what should minions be made of? Like, what are they? Are they like flesh and blood, or are they like Tic Tacs? Or
Have you seen the minion Tic Tacs?
No.
They've actually made them.
Yeah,
Like little
of
faces on
course,
them.
of course.
They're actually
They're
pretty
yellow
adorable.
with like little printed faces.
Are they marshmallow peeps? Like, what are the minions made of?
They can be glow sticks, right?
Yeah, if one's a glow stick, I'm gonna guess that they're not totally flesh. Or
Okay.
if they
I
are,
would venture to guess that they're incredibly similar to water bears
I can see that actually.
in terms of, well, because
They're indestructible.
they're indestructible.
Jinx. Nice.
Whoa.
They can survive without oxygen. I'm almost entirely certain radiation does not affect them.
They can survive long drops, I think.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. So in the future, evolution progresses.
oh
And
my,
we see
no,
the next phase.
I know where you're going with this.
Water bears evolve into minions.
Oh, that's not what I was seeing. I thought you were going to say humanity's perfection is minions.
No, of course not. You shut your dirty poor mouth. Shut your dirty poor mouth.
Hey, I'm hosting this episode. I'm giving the character the benefit of the doubt. I want to improve them, man.
No, how am I not improving?
If that is what humanity is going to evolve into, I want off this boat right now.
What if water bears do though?
But see,
Water bears are awesome.
the thing about the minions, though, is that in the Minions movie, after they evolve from a one-celled organism, they stop evolving. They were immune to evolution after that, at least from an outside physical perspective.
Because evolutionarily, they didn't need anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's bullshit.
They probably needed something else, but they just
too much
ignored
credit
it.
to the writers of these movies.
I'm just working with the source material.
I want Urukai evolved from water bears minions that have a thirst for human flesh, but are loyal to their human named Gru for some inexplicable reason.
Okay, because I was about to say that defeats the purpose of them following.
Right. No, I want that torn, like,
Yeah.
they have this...
It's basic. So Gru is basically just Saruman.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Just
what I'm going for.
Inept Saruman.
I think.
Well, couldn't it be argued that Saruman was kind of inept?
In so many
To a
ways.
degree.
Well, the movie's got it wrong anyway because they didn't do the thing at the end with the Shire and...
Oh, and he was shot in the back by a hobbit?
Right.
Yeah.
If you haven't guessed yet, I'm trying to go around the minions as much as possible.
No, Dan. No.
Can I have a
Anyway,
question?
I've put out my opinion. I want Urukai minions.
Can we change the color of the minions?
Yeah.
Or can we have them be
Camouflage, chameleons.
Can we have them be like
Ooh, chameleons.
Mike and Ike's, or they
I
just
want-
have different colors?
I want an army of sentient bipedal chameleons.
So chameleons evolve into minions, but are
Which evolve into water bear.
Wouldn't that be a de-evolution?
no, that's from minions. That's an evolution.
It's like Pokemon. Either water
Oh,
bears or
okay.
chameleons can evolve into minions.
I missed that. I missed that.
But only
jump.
if it's like Slowpoke and Shelder. When only combined, they will evolve into one.
It's such a weird.
Logan, your nerd is showing.
Sorry, I thought.
So, to combine all your ideas, because I like all your ideas, and I think all of them
I
are.
want my chameleons.
chameleons.
Just imagining a room full of Mike and Ike's.
So, I think
color?
the minions should be water bear-ish in the sense that they are indestructible and they
Right.
don't need oxygen. They're
Well, that's
basically
already true.
right, and they don't need like food. They like food for some reason, but they don't need food, which is another philosophical discussion about
Banana.
why would you want to eat if you don't need to eat? Anyway, so I think we should have Tyler's
Receptacle.
bloodthirstiness.
Yes.
They're torn between the desire to serve a human master, but also the hatred of a human master.
Like Saruman.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then to shoot over to Dan, I think it'd be freaking badass to have a entire army of undiscernible, like, bloodthirsty beings that can turn invisible basically at any time.
What was the name of those?
camouflage.
What was the name of
Camouflage.
the lizard people from Land of the Lost again?
No idea.
I don't remember.
The Sleesack.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Except not that.
But that's on the right track.
Yeah. And then to Logan's idea, when they're not camouflaging, their static colors are
They
different.
had, and that
They can
tells
hold
the
rays.
personality more.
No, we still want them to be indiscernible.
But
Oh, that's true.
but like if they're angry, they turn red. They're like
Oh,
moving.
but it's a hive mind too, so they all turn
Right. And I wanted to
all turn
return
purple.
to the hive mind idea. I think that what would be interesting about Gru, because I feel like Gru has a lot of substance to work with in terms of the minions, because they are kind of interconnected. To have Gru, like, he made a gadget that allows him, that he is the hive mind of the minions.
He's the queen.
Like he's the queen.
Right. But
Go, my pretties.
the minions, like we said about henchmen, are loyal, but they also have this, like, inner drive in them.
Right.
So it's this, like,
As a hive.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
wouldn't you want to ditch the hive mind in a way, though, only for the fact that you would want certain individuals of the group to become distinguished enough?
I don't.
Here-
I'd rather they all be nonsensical.
See, I'd rather have proficiency in some over every one of them being base.
Here's my thought on that. I'd say like Gru or the villain that they happen to work for at the time can harness their hive mind, but while they're not harnessing that, they're still individual.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
maybe even, like, take away this idea of, like, Gru as a gadget and more like the minions
They imprint on
are a
something.
hive mind. Yeah. Yeah. And so their loyalty.
Couldn't it be argued? Couldn't it be argued that they already have imprinted? Because in the movie they
Yeah.
follow him.
Pretty much.
Well, in Minions, in the movie Minions, which I don't know if we're trying to get away from that, but they are actively, after they're done evolving to their highest form in the movie, they actively seek out the most evil thing and then try to follow it and then inadvertently kill that thing.
Their body count.
Well, the
is super
T-Rex,
high.
yeah.
Right. The T-Rex, Dracula,
Oh, that's right.
all these people. And so,
right.
in a
Caveman
sense,
for some reason.
actually,
Sandra Bullock.
the
Yes.
the minions are acting as a force of evolution,
That's true.
in a sense.
They're doing natural selection.
They are. If you can survive the minions, you are evil, the most evil.
And isn't that what Uruk are at a fundamental level? It's just natural selection, people.
What if they eventually imprint upon greenhouse gases as the baddest force affecting Earth?
Or would it be, or would it even, we can go further. We can go even further than that. The second law of thermodynamics, entropy. They imprint on entropy.
Time.
Basically time.
They follow
They become
Father
Time Lords.
That guinea pig meme's coming back.
Oh, that is scary. To think
Minions as Time Lords.
every minion with their own TARDIS. World is
Moving on.
So,
Anyway.
I think I want to take a little break here.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I would like to leave off on the thought to think about while we're taking our break, and this is just kind of a brain break for you guys. The minions are easily described as, I believe Daniel used the word cancer.
They
Oh,
are
I was going to say motherfuckers, but that works too.
Using a lot of language
cancers.
today.
What?
Using a lot of language.
It's fine.
That's why this is not a PG-13 podcast.
We're marked as explicit on iTunes. People know.
Are we?
That's true.
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
sweet.
means I don't have to hold back.
But
Well,
I'm not holding back.
don't say any Rachel slurs.
yeah,
Okay, except for that.
they are described as cancer and other various names.
Facebook cancer.
I think that to improve
Give cancer.
them, I think we need to take away that status and make them more of an acceptable henchman.
Nope.
But just to leave off, I think that like the idea is to make them less of a cancer. So, however we can do that,
Impossible.
I think it is possible. I think we already started down the path, but
I don't think it needs to be possible.
I want it to be. But to take our break, this might not help. In fact, it probably won't help.
Do it anyway.
But I think part of the reason that the minions are considered cancer is because they occupy so much of Facebook and Pinterest and like all these websites where like I know they put them next to a lot of like inspirational music and other stuff or inspirational like quotes. And I think people just wanted them to stay.
Such a misuse. It's so dumb.
I think a lot of people apparently just want them to stay in the movie, which I think is okay. But also another thing that like I'm not sure if this is a facet of the overuse of minions or if it's a cause, but there's a lot of minion fan fiction.
Oh god.
And so I just want to give a quick excerpt from this one minion fan fiction called Kevin's Wrath. And we know that
Kevin was in Minions, right?
yeah, Kevin is a minion.
Was he the lead minion in Minions?
I don't know, but again, I think part of the reason they're cancer is they have names.
Well, the three in Minions have names.
How about we name them melanoma or tuberculosis? Because they're just as fucking evil.
Well, they're also Urukai,
Yeah.
so they're anyway.
Yeah.
So Kevin's Wrath is on Wattpad, the website.
Okay.
Gosh.
Under the Minions Dirty Fanfic header, and this is written specifically by I Love Minion money sign. Oh my god! And I believe his profile picture is of minions engaged in anal sex.
Wait, I need to see that.
I believe. I'm not sure. You can't read the article yet, though.
No, that's just sex.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, or
Maybe.
both. Maybe they have two penises.
It looks.
Could be both, yeah.
Yeah, it looks consensual.
It does. It does look consensual.
So, Kevin's Wrath.
I hate my life.
I won't read all of it. This is just a single page excerpt to give your minds a break.
Okay. Go ahead.
I got home late from work to see Kevin asleep on the couch in the living room. I sighed and thought to myself, no punishment tonight. I slowly make my way to my room. I hear, by the way, here is spelled Here.
Of course it is.
I hear Kevin slowly say, Beto, banana ooh, meaning, you thought I'd let you off that easily. I look into his eye and slowly step back. Kevin gets up, exposing a big, ripe banana. I know what is about to happen. And then it gets very explicit, like extremely explicit.
We're marked as explicit on iTunes.
It makes me uncomfortable. Basically,
Okay, you don't have to.
There's a banana going up his butt.
Banana!
Yeah. And then skipping several lines of rough anal sex. Kevin, I moan ecstatically as he penetrates my butthole with a banana. And then that's the end of my excerpt.
That was to give us a break.
Yeah. So
That was to give us a break.
You actively took all expectations of me wanting this to be something I could possibly turn around out the window.
So-
it went outside, got ran over by a car.
I'm gonna be 80 years old,
Duff.
and my grandchildren are gonna ask me, "What was the worst day of your life?" Well,
Logan, I only read you the clean parts of that.
There is a line. There's just sometimes where you just gotta look at
I'm
something.
gonna edit this. I'm gonna have to hear this again.
Wait. Shout out to I Love Minion money sign.
That is true.
Yeah.
We would like to thank I Love Minion money sign.
Yeah.
Go fuck
And we would
yourself.
also like no. Well, I mean, if you want to.
With the banana.
With a banana, specifically, obviously, duh. But if you would also like to send us your fan fictions, minions, or any of our past characters, or any that you think we might do in the future, or think we should do in the future,
Of us with minions, with bananas.
or of us with other characters, not necessarily with minions, please, seriously, send them to us at popularapocrypha@gmail.com.
You don't know what you've just done.
Oh, I hope so.
To jump off of that story,
No, there's
even know.
nowhere to go.
No. I think to jump off of that story, I think we can all agree that the minions, as an entity, are probably damned to hell.
Obviously.
So, I think let's take Despicable Me as a movie.
Okay.
Just do one. Take every minion bit that's in that movie, shuck it out. It's gone. No more minions.
You have like
Start
10
over.
minutes.
You literally have like 20 minutes.
We might go a little long. All the minions are gone. Okay.
No, I mean like you have 10 minutes of movie left.
Yeah, because if the minions are gone, that's how much you have, like a Nickelodeon episode worth of content.
So now picture the movie with all these holes taken out, right? Now, with the minions as we know it gone, all the fan fiction, all the inspirational quotes, the yellow, the banana obsession, literally everything we know about the minions. Insert now our Urukai hive mind chameleon warriors
Best slasher movie ever.
that
They would murder those little girls.
No.
they're
because-
loyal to Gru.
Yes. And thus they're loyal to the little girls.
Right.
So they would
the
just
the
murder
orcs
everyone
didn't
else.
the orcs didn't murder the hobbits even though they wanted to because they had to take them back.
But
Saruman.
But Gru was like indifferent toward the girls at first, right?
No, he needed them for.
Oh, that's
They
right,
were-
for the
they
Girl Scout
were
cookies. That's
active-
right.
Yeah, they were actively.
So
Okay.
even if he didn't
Yeah.
intrinsically want to keep them, he needed them, like Saruman needed the hobbits,
Yeah.
right?
Kind of.
Kind of. But I'm just saying that
That
as
whole-
an analogous
That whole
works.
plot point-
example.
It works.
That whole plot point with the keeping the hobbits alive thing didn't really make sense.
It works. It's fine.
Yeah. So we've got these
Yeah.
water bear like indestructible beings that are bloodthirsty, serve a hive mind, which is just them.
Can we tack on the power of being able to just spontaneously explode when they want?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, I actually really like that.
Yeah.
They just kind of like, well, so they're like
Just
So
Nice try.
Can't make pop sound.
you guys have played Gmod, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like those bombs where they explode and they have all the force of an explosion, but the bomb doesn't go away.
Potato bomb.
Because they're indestructible,
Right,
they explode,
right, yeah.
but they still stay.
A freaking Voltorb. Another Pokemon reference.
So it's just an army of explosive beings.
So I'd like to see. I like this. I'm picturing, the movie, or at least the first movie, with like this modified minion, and what I think it would have to involve, and I think would make it actually truly a more enjoyable movie, would be like scenes where the minions get so fed up with Gru or the girls that they're like about to kill them, and then they stop and are like either like some random happenstance stops them from exploding and killing them, or they have a change of heart because they're loyal to Gru and that sort of thing. I think that'd make it slightly more enjoyable.
Or if we go back to
Slightly.
yeah, and also to
Daniel's Day.
tag on to your point. I mean, we discussed how they're kind of an evolutionary process, right? Like
Right.
they kill off the most evil thing to make room for the more evil thing. It created an interesting subplot in the story arc to have these minions actively seeking out something more evil and never finding it. Until like that awkward moment when maybe Gru discovers that there's something more evil. Like that would give more meaning to like Despicable Me 3, where they have the other villains that he's found that are also equally as evil as he is.
And the minions are...
And like he has to be fighting the villains to stop them from being evil so that he doesn't get killed.
So I'm going to throw out some existential shit. So what could possibly be more evil than that which has the will and the intention to seek out to be with that is evil? Therefore, eventually, maybe not soon, maybe another 20 bajillion Minions movies or whatever, but eventually the Minions will have to come to the conclusion that the most evil thing is that which seeks out evil.
Themselves.
Thus is themselves, creating the most authentic version of the Minions possible.
That'd be fascinating as an entire arc. Because if Gru isn't the final evil overlord, I think that's cool. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
And then like the ultimatum is that the minions are in themselves the most evil, like Tyler was saying, and then they just all self-destruct and the world.
Or the hive mind becomes beyond sentient. It becomes so self-sufficient.
So Zerg.
Zerg.
It eventually encapsulates the world and assimilates everything into itself.
Basically Zerg.
So we took what was cancer, and now it's kind of an interesting story arc.
And now it's still a cancer
And
taking
now
over
it's-
the world, a literal cancer.
Yeah, but a cancer that is threatening, not just annoying.
Okay. I guess that's...
I don't know of anyone who would describe any form of cancer as just annoying. So I don't know if we really want to say
This cancer's really
Man, it's
obnoxious.
just annoying.
It's always...
that melanoma that I've got on my back, it's just real pissing me off today. It's just another Tuesday.
Skin cancer is kind of annoying.
I mean, it can be annoying while also being life-threatening.
Yeah, but not mutually.
It's not like...
exclusive.
Yeah,
boy.
exactly.
Okay.
I get the jokes are... Okay.
Can I...
Which also says that cancer is one of the most evil things as well. Because it's analogous
They
to
attach themselves to cancer.
minions. Yeah, eventually, yeah,
kill
they'll move
off all
on.
humans
They'll move
through
on.
cancer.
They'll move on from Gru to cancer. That's what they'll move on to.
Can I add on one more thing?
Yeah.
That they still talk in the same kind of gibberish with kind of some English words in there, but have really deep, gravelly orc voices.
Oh yeah.
Opido. Banana.
Banana's back on the menu, boys.
I wanted to make that joke earlier, but I didn't know how well I was going to go over.
I think they should do that, but they don't speak anymore. They only communicate telepathically with their overlord.
And we occasionally hear Bido Bido. Banana.
Yeah.
Just in thought, kind of. Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
So one more cool question, just to solidify an earlier question that I had that we didn't really exactly nail down. What are they made of?
We don't know.
So are they made of like mud and flesh, like Urukai, or are they made of Tic Tac powder?
Or like what water bears are made of, right? So kind of flesh, but like indestructible flesh.
Indestructible flesh.
They can be
Very
made
elastic.
out of evil.
Pure evil.
I'm just gonna ignore that. I'd be down with indestructible flesh made of Tic Tac powder. That'd be my.
They bleed Tic Tac powder.
Yeah.
Bleed Tic Tacs. Just start shooting Tic Tacs out.
Like that villain in the Hellboy,
In the what?
or the henchman in Billboy, or in Hellboy.
Billboy.
Billboy. I don't know. My boy, he's dead. The one, the sand guy, the sand assassin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
it's a good one.
I'm thinking about that movie. It's a better place than this.
Mother of God, what have we done?
I don't know.
I think we made an annoying thing better.
I think
It's
we have-
better.
I think
It
it's
is better.
Yeah, I think part of the issue that my colleagues beside me are having, not Logan, because I feel like Logan's an ally in this, is it's really hard to distinguish the memory from the new creation.
That's fair.
And I think we should give it a fair thought instead of just associating them with what was. And I think when I think about, like, if I don't remember the minions, if I don't think about any of their implications or whatever, and I think of a kids movie where a lonely man finds 3 little girls.
Don't phrase it that way.
You had to phrase it that
And
way.
adopts them as daughters.
Okay, there we go.
You interrupted me. I'm getting real pissed off right now.
Sorry.
Adopts 3 little girls, and then his henchmen are bloodthirsty, possibly explodey, like Urukai, indestructible hive mind warriors.
But the girls still think that the minions are cute.
Yeah.
Regardless of how non-cute they are.
Obviously, that has to stay consistent.
That'd be hilarious.
I would watch the movie for the henchmen and then be interested by the subplot of the adoption story.
What?
Yeah?
I mean, granted,
minions
if
take
you
over.
if you think about it, the minions were only invented to make Despicable Me watchable to a term.
Right.
Because if you took the story and like completely removed the minions, that movie is a by the numbers. I hate these kids. Oh wait, now I love them kind of thing.
It's still pretty by the numbers.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the minions were meant to fill in the narrative gap of this has been done a billion times.
Yeah.
I have another quick question.
I don't know why I just defended them.
Yeah, I'm just moving on
no.
from that.
That's on tape. That's on tape,
The
Daniel.
madness is settling in.
What do we do with minions in pop culture? Like, do we want to make it so that our modified minions are still beloved by Pinterest?
Yes, but they're murdering small animals and children.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like
We
those,
see gifts all over
And setting
Twitter.
things on fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like those emo.
Those tiny little arsonists.
Beto, bitch.
They're cute because they're small and they can kill you, but I think that's the draw. It's like the bunny from Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. It can kill you, but it's a bunny.
Yeah. So they're still like small. They're still the same size, right? Did we decide that?
Sure.
I don't know if
Okay.
I'd be really threatened by something that small.
But they could still kill you.
They can explode.
That's where they
What
get
if-
you.
That's really catchy.
Here's an idea that actually makes them menacing. Because, hive minds are a thing, right?
Yeah.
What if they're that size, they look that size, but they're, like, comprised of, like, nanites? That they can, like, manipulate their shape.
We're going into the spore conversation we had during the alien episode. I don't know if we want to go back.
I'm thinking more like,
That makes them a little OP though.
Yeah, we're.
your point?
I mean, they are nanites in the sense that they're an unidentifiable mass.
So each one of them is a nanite.
They can build.
They're all
bridges.
just
I guess
giant
that's
jellyfish
true. That's already
colonies.
true, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, they build bridges out of themselves, right? Or like
Yeah.
towers or something.
They make
I
stuff
think
like
that's
that.
They
right.
have.
Like
they
a-
already have ant-like hive behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Then never mind.
They like in one movie they make like a bridge of themselves, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I only saw the first one, and I remember a scene where they're just on top, just creating like a rope.
They
Well,
can think.
I think we've done about as much as we
I
possibly
wanna
can with
stop.
them.
I've had enough.
Yeah. I think we did okay. I wouldn't consider it a full success.
There will be no full success.
but I think that I would watch the movie more than once.
I don't really rewatch things anyways.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I'd like to watch it so that I could like see like interactions and stuff.
The only movie I've consistently rewatched is Alien, and that's only because I like it. So.
And we would love fan art of this modified minion. We really would. That would actually probably help us recognize that we really did do a benefit to Despicable Me.
Yeah, yeah. And if you guys have more like ideas on how to improve, or if you just agree with most of us and say it was really rough, it was hard to improve that, let us know, please. You guys can comment on our new published website. Pretty cool. Just look up popapoc.com. And that will have all the buttons to take you to all the social media that you could ever have to your heart's content. So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in for episode 6 now, right?
Five.
Episode 5?
Yes.
Wow, it's felt like way longer. That's cool. I like that.
Before we go, we do have to figure
Yeah. We have to figure out our character for the next episode.
Right,
So,
let me run that.
So excited. So excited.
All right, let's see what it is.
is this after adding Thomas the Train?
Oh no, sorry. Let me add that and let me rerun that. Let me give me just a second. Talk.
Do.
Wait. I don't know if you can do that. Oh, I guess you can.
Wait, why can't I do that?
I don't know. This is Thomas the Train.
Oh,
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention to the tune.
The next one that we will be discussing is which one is that? Oh, is Thomas the Train.
Are you?
No way.
I'm serious. I did a random number generator. We have 33 on there right now, 33 characters, and I did a random number generator, and it did 33 was what it chose. And I just
absolutely
added Thomas
useless
the Train.
during this next one.
So do we want to do that? I'm feeling like we need some time to indoctrinate Daniel.
I'm not watching the show.
I think we need some time to indoctrinate Daniel.
I'm not watching the show.
Do we want to go with Thomas, or do you want me to run
Do we
the
want to
numbers?
do a mulligan?
Mulligan?
And
I mean,
we just recently added.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
we just today added it, like 10 seconds ago. So let me run it one more time. Okay, let's see what it is.
If it goes 3-3 again,
Okay,
consistent.
this will be a weird one. Okay. The next one that we're going to do is It, from Stephen King.
Ooh, okay.
That almost might be topical because I think the movie.
The movie's coming out pretty soon from right now, from when we're recording this.
Have you ever seen the movie?
I haven't, but because we're going to do this, I want to, and I'm going to.
Yeah.
Okay, be
So
brief.
it's
Same.
Are we down with having a movie viewing party?
I mean, I think that we need to because we already called one mulligan. So.
Let me look up when that movie comes out.
Yeah.
I think. It comes out,
The new one?
Yeah,
doesn't it come out in August sometime?
I'm looking.
This
it up.
is August. Fun
It
fact.
comes out- Oh, it comes out in 4 days.
Oh,
Wow.
September
Okay.
8th.
So I think it's topical.
Did you say
Wait,
something?
that's,
fact.
sorry, that's
Yeah, I was
Fun
gonna
fact,
say.
wrong
it's
one.
not at September.
It's not
And
September.
I thought I was bad with those.
Woo! It comes out in a month and 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. So we have time to watch the
First
old one.
one, yeah.
And
Oh,
then
it's gonna be
and
buckling
then
down
look
for a
at-
rough movie watching.
We can watch the old one and then look at some of the stuff from the new one.
So this will come out like right when that comes out, or like right before.
Right before.
Perfect.
So
Cool.
Yep. And that's what it is. Let me mark that. So yeah, we're doing It from Stephen King.
Cool.
That's our next one.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Join us for next time when we try to tackle it. I think we'll have more material to work with.
I've seen the
and-
movie, so.
Oh, yeah.
See, none of us have, so.
So we'll have to do some research, but
Yep.
thanks, guys. Again, send us anything you want. I'd love to hear from you and what you thought of this episode. So, love you guys, and have a good rest of your day, evening, or morning, or week, or month, or year. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, Lord.